play a role, therefore, in trying to improve the state of governance in this society by putting forward legislation. One particular area that I know Senator Mary Henry did great work on in the past was that of assisted human reproduction. There's been a good deal of litigation on this issue before the courts, and most recently on the issue of surrogacy. There was an excellent report from the Commission on Assisted Human Reproduction. Here's somewhere the Seanad should be pushing forward legislation where there's clearly a vacuum currently in terms of legislative or regulatory policy, and I think we should be looking to fill that gap. So I'd really like us to have a debate on other areas like that where the Seanad could play a useful role. Thank you.
Jillian van Turnhout.
Thank you. I would like to raise with the leader and indeed with you, Cathaoirleach, a decision that was made by the Dáil CPP yesterday to cease allowing members to invite NGOs to host briefings in the AV room. I learned this not through any way as being a member of Seanad CPP, for example. I learned it from a tweet by Deputy Thomas Pringle, who said Dáil CPP closes down presentation room to NGOs. Too embarrassing it seems to see effective cuts inside Leinster House. And I did verify the information with them. Yesterday I organised a briefing, for example, on the Child and Family Agency Bill, which everybody says is a really significant, important bill. We had cross-party representatives and group representatives at the meeting. I invited the Children's Rights Alliance in, who brought in with them Barnardo's, EPIC, PAIN, LifeStart, the Irish Association of Social Workers, Focus Ireland, Young Ballymun, Start Strong and the Association for Criminal Justice Research and Development. And they gave their collective views to deputies and senators on the bill. And in fact, the bill has been delayed and the bill will have significant changes, which I know were advocated by the NGOs. And for me, I do think it asks serious questions of us. I have visited several parliaments around the world, and my experience is, in fact, NGOs have much greater access in other parliaments. For example, last year in Wisconsin, which I visited at my own expense, just in case any reporters are tuning in, they have a space. It's sort of a round space where NGOs can protest inside the Parliament, so as that members have a direct engagement. They're not kept beyond the gates. We often talk about the use of the guillotine in this House, and I do wonder, is this an overuse of the guillotine? And I have a serious question to ask. Does the Dáil CPP have ownership rights over the AV room? Are they preempting a vote that is forthcoming? Are we not only for representative democracy? Do we not also agree in participatory democracy? I do want to know that if decisions are made, we need to be involved. We do need guidance, written guidance. I do find in this House the rules are ever changing about use of the AV room. I would welcome written guidance on what is allowed, what is not allowed. But for me, it is a serious development and I would seek urgent clarification.
Senator Barrett.
I second what Senator van Turnhout has said, Cathaoirleach. The civic engagement policies of this leader are deeply appreciated outside the House, if not in the leadership of his own party. I think he deserves credit. We need to involve more civic society. Is this what will happen if the Senate is abolished? They'll shut themselves off from contact with the NGOs as well. Cathaoirleach, if I may follow up on yesterday, that I understand that the conference which Minister Cannon said he's attending begins at lunchtime today. I got the notice from the OECD, a lunch on the 3rd of October, and it will end with a working lunch tomorrow. I think, therefore, that the Minister